Wow. That's what I got to say, is wow. And I'm going to talk about that a bit. As far as this is going to be about a 20-minute broadcast. I'm on my way to do a broadcast, a sunrise broadcast, looking out over the ocean. And I wanted to deal with a few things here that I can on my way. And wow is what I got to say. So in the context of this season that is upon us right now, Christmas holiday season, what's really interesting to consider is there will be people that are not able to attend gatherings with family, friends and family, sometimes because they're a long distance away, like in another state, another country, another dimension. Some people have transitioned. Friends and family near and dear to me, have transitioned. Keep in mind, we're all eternal beings having a temporary human experience. 3 people per second no longer have their biological, physiological interface with this experience. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about that is my news feed is and my notifications are going off the hook. A lot of people commenting, arguing on my posts about a lot of things. Some people saying I sound nuts. Wow. Yeah, just keep in mind as you say Merry Christmas to people and give them a big smile and say Happy Holidays. How about the people you're saying sound nuts? Keep in mind, though, I didn't unfriend or block them or any of that. And I didn't even comment. I just put, wow. Yeah, just think about that. Have a little time to think about that. And keep in mind that other people are looking at you and what you're saying to others. You might think, well, I would say that right to your face. Okay, all right. Well, maybe you would like to support your assertions with some facts that you can private message me. The individuals that quite often make those comments, they don't get back to me. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll private message them a video. I'll say, you know, you were really rude to me on that comment. Do you have supporting data to let me know what I'm saying that sounds crazy? However, keep in mind, I've made a post of this. It's in my photo album, and I've talked about it. I'm going to talk about it some more when I go to my next live broadcast up overlooking the ocean. That being that, you know, telling the truth to people that are deceived is going to really challenge their paradigm, and it's going to really cause them to recoil from that assertion. They're not going to want to hear the truth. By irony and paradox, the deceived are unaware of the peril that they're in. And I'm not saying that you got to know the shape of the earth before your body stops working. That's just simply a conversation starter. Oh yeah, hey, by the way, did you know we didn't go to the moon and we don't live on a spinning ball and 9/11 was an inside job? Yeah, that's a conversation starter or stopper. Yeah, whip that bad boy out at the Christmas table, see what happens. Any of those. Oh, I've got more. I've got quite a bit more. And in the context of that, what I did was posted a live Christmas music with a synthetic fire, you know, like a reoccurring loop, so you can see, you know, wow, the fire's not changing much. There's nobody tending to it. What's going on there? It's kind of like the live NASA ISS fakery. It's a little less innocuous, or it's a little more pleasant to hear beautiful orchestrated Christmas music and seeing a fire. Now, what I also have is a live 24/7. It was pre-recorded, though. Just keep in mind, it's a live broadcast of pre-recorded drone footage or just beautiful cinematography of luxurious places around the world and relaxing music to contemplate. I got unfriended and actually blocked for sharing that. Yeah, no meditating, no Christmas music. I'm not celebrating a pagan holiday, he said. That's a reason to get blocked. I'm like, all right, see ya. Thanks for doing me a favor. So in the context of how this actually works out, why I like to talk to people and encourage people to call me, they're going to hear a laugh, they're going to hear a chuckle, they're going to hear an being very insulting and antagonistic, and then I might have to block them on my cell phone, or I don't have anybody blocked right now in the way of Facebook and Facebook Messenger. I tightened up my parameters so that only friends can comment, and I may feel the need to unfriend somebody that wants to try and protect humanity from me sharing videos that show the deception that we're actually living in. We're actually living in a computer programmed reality. By that I mean there's computer programming throughout humanity and a lot of programmed individuals. And by irony and paradox, they don't know they're deceived. I'm programmed too, supernaturally programmed by hearing God's word and obediently walking with Jesus to do what he created me to do. So in the context of that, I get to do what I want because he put the want to do what he created me to do. It's a powerful combination. It's the opposite of doing my own thing and then hacking my brain with opiates and whatever grows out of like magic mushrooms or by the way, if you're doing marijuana and it's out in the open, like in California, where they're zapping people with intentional fires caused probably by directed energy weapons / cell towers, know that the strontium, barium, aluminum that's sticking all on the THC resin glands, you'd be smoking it, you'd be vaping it or eating it, unless it's protected. Now, I'm not in a legalization or prohibition discussion. I would simply say that by God's grace, I no longer have the perceived need or the desire for what God doesn't want me to have. So I'm out of that as far as I could have an intellectual discussion about it. If you want to, you can call me, send me your proofs. Like I said, that's one that I'm not going to really spend much time on simply because of that's not my primary purpose. What I would simply say is I made some posts too that included the marketing of madness, the drug dealing of the pharmaceutical industry, and the programming of humanity with psychotropic drugs that basically really mess up the brain. There are some people every day that will commit suicide because of what pharmaceuticals did to their brain and their judgment, impaired their judgment. And that happened to me severely in 2005 when I took a bottle and a half of Tylenol PM, and that was nearly fatal. Very few people survive it. I talk about it on my videos, and I posted the Marketing of Madness video because it elaborates on that. And when I post a video, I try to do my best to make sure that my over 500 video playlist goes with that. And if you get over there and you find out that Eternal Perspective, that would be my name on YouTube, I'm going to have a lot of information to back up what I'm talking about. So if I sound crazy, well, that's simply because maybe it's not something you've heard many people talk about. And I'm going to say, you know, I'm a bit of an acquired taste. People that love the truth and want to accept my friend request after taking a look around at what I'm about, that's pretty cool. I stay at my friend limit and there's a rotation there. So when I wake up in the morning and I see I've got some new friends, that means some people decided they wanted to go elsewhere, that they didn't want to be associated with me in that context. I don't get all bent out of shape about that. That's not what this is about. So even when I go to now I'm not banned on the NASA live feed. I put wow is what I did. That was my comment today to see if it would take. And they let me post that. And when people see Eternal Perspective and wow, they might come on over and take a look at what I got going on there. They'll get an idea pretty quick. And what's interesting, at a given time, there might be 1,000 people on the chat. And when I click on go to channel and subscribe, a lot of these people have less than 5 subscribers. And all of a sudden I drop in there. I got a lot of subscribers. Well, by my standards, it is hundreds of people, and then a lot of video proof to help them understand what's going on in this world. So when I hand out when I subscribe to a channel, I can do that 100 times a day. And then each time I subscribe to a channel, one falls off. I'm only allowed 2,000, and I just keep them rolling through. It's like the vegetable drawer. You know, I rotate the refrigerator, I rotate the stock. And so I can hand out those subscriptions, which are just simply my way of saying, hi, I see you there, saw you on the chat. You might want to take a look at my channel, what I got going on. To try and cross-pollinate because so many of the bees are dying off because of the chemical assault in the world, yeah, that's going on too. No more bee pollination, more human population, apparently. God can do what he wants. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I would simply say everybody should get their house in order, because we don't know when our heart is going to stop beating for whatever cause. So I've got some very interesting items to talk about at the next broadcast I'll be doing from up in the condo, I believe, and it should be fascinating. And what I'm going to try doing there, I do watch my stuff to see how it works out. There was a bit of a degradation in transmission because of the cell signal in a concrete structure that condominium is. It reduces the ability to communicate a bit. So especially with data like this. So I'm going to try it with Wi-Fi when I'm up there. And what I did find out, if I have my Wi-Fi signal on at home and I drive off the driveway, it'll not make the transition to cellular data. I can think that I'm broadcasting for hours, and I broadcasted for, well, about 5 seconds after I drive off the driveway. That's it. That's it. And for some of you, you might think, well, good. Well, the other option to that, if you don't like what I'm about, there's the scrolling on by option. You can just see my picture or see the video I posted and scroll on by, or you can take time to give me a call if you're truly concerned. A lot of people say things in the chat or in a message or on a comment that they probably wouldn't say face to face. I'm in a good state of mind. I'm not suicidal. I love the life that Jesus lives in and through me, handing out invitations for eternity. I just wanted to let you know I'm mentally stable. I'm not on any pharmaceuticals, legal or illegal drugs. Don't need them, don't want them, won't take them. Okay, they can use those pharmaceuticals for suppositories. That's what I got to say about that. I do have close family members that have elaborated on suicidal thinking that they've had and near-death experiences related to that. And for their privacy, I will not mention their names. Don't need to. You can just know that there's a lot of people that struggle with life, especially at this time of the year. Big holidays like this, when we look around the table, it may be empty. There may be somebody sitting at a table all alone, contemplating on all the people that have preceded them in death. And it can be a very sad time. Well, it can be a time of rejoicing when we consider that there will be a reunion with those family members that are in ultimately the family of God, that are truly born again. So that's largely the big reason why I do this. I understand that there are a lot of people that aren't going to want to be involved with what I'm about, or they're not going to be interested in a biblical perspective. I'm unapologetically biblical. That's what I do with all this. So that's why I get up in the morning, or let's see, it was a little bit before midnight to get ready for today's sunrise broadcast. I'm good, but I went to bed shortly after sunset. Got some interesting footage last night. Don't know when I'm going to be able to process that. It's a little bit challenging with the level of content and some interaction that I have with people, simply because it's there's a lot there. So I'm not really able to answer all the comments and weigh in on that. I've got over 1,700 photographs and thousands of posts. I shared something recently. Facebook sent me a memory or an acknowledgement that like 58,000 people have liked my posts or something that I've done. It's even more than that to consider the reactions. Oh yeah, I cause a reaction with a lot of people. Some of it's not favorable. They don't like it. Okay, that's their prerogative. Well, one of the reasons why I mention that is simply if you're a friend of mine and or you're just a person that would like to be, but I've got my friend limit, there's the follow option. You can follow me, and if you send me a message in Messenger, then I'm going to get that and I'll respond to it, hopefully. If I haven't responded or acknowledged a message in Messenger, send me another one. I get a lot of those too. And just like, for example, yesterday, when I was on the phone for 2 hours with support staff at Apple, it had about 5 minutes to do with the Apple business I had about the computer I was working with, and actually almost 2 hours of an interactive dialogue where the representative wanted to know about what I talked about. The name of my YouTube channel being Eternal Perspective. So I've got subscribers and friends that I've actually met through interactive dialogues as a telemarketing type of, or we're not just marketing, but support discussions on the phone. I have people that call me through the Messenger program, where I actually spend quite a bit of time with them talking about issues of substance. Yeah, literally, like substance abuse, and substance as in significance. So I'm going to end this right now and say thank you for your likes, your loves, your acknowledgments, the public and private support. And as always, I encourage everybody to hear, share, and of course, obey God's word. Bible.com and Bible.is.